Hi, welcome to this week's reading. This is the week of June 7 through 13, 2020. This week I'm doing a little something different. I usually do a pick a card reading, but in light of this interesting year of 2020, I thought it'd be good to find out the blessings that 2020 is offering us. Because I do believe there are grand spiritual blessings that are coming forth. I kind of believe that we're in a birthing phase of bringing a lot more betterment. Is that a word? No, we're gonna make it now. Betterment into the world. So I'm not even gonna do a tarot spread. I'm not going to inhibit spirit that way. I'm just going to read the cards. I will lay down a messenger oracle, and then from there work the mystical cat tarot, and then I will clarify with the tarot familiars. And that will not be an extended reading. That will go into this reading. This will be completely free because I do realize 2020 has been rough. It's been tough. It's been hard. I know there's been many of you suffering financially with the sickness as well, and are suffering with a lot of loss of loved ones and stuff. And I offer my condolences with any of you that are suffering in any of those ways and areas. And then there's been more, with the racism that is really coming to light. And I'm watching it seems like by observing 2020, things are flipping over. Like even Mother Earth is starting to heal. It's like we've been consuming too much from her, and we're being silenced in a way to where she can have a chance to heal. We're being shown on a grander scale the effect that we have had on Mother Earth, and by measures that we can take to promote her health instead of her destruction. So these are the things I'm observing. Those are my opinions. I do feel intuitively too spiritual blessings are coming. A better era is coming, and that we are birthing that. From all of my research and intuition as well, all of that is leading to that belief. But I am surrendering myself right now to spirit to try my best to keep my ego's opinions out of this reading and tune in intuitively and let spirit tell us what spirit wants to tell us that 2020 has to offer for us. Blessing wise, we were seeing enough of the chaos to give us some hope. Okay, so let's start with our first message from the Messenger Oracle. I've already cleansed and prepared the cards. Okay, I got two. Know your power and let go of the old. I can get that one. Know your power. Okay. Your true power is love. That is the greatest power that we have. In today's society, that's hard to believe. There are many of us that have fallen on some type of scale to believe that power is money. Money is not power. It is simply a tool of trade. The true power does come from love. And I think that's something that this pandemic is showing. You can't buy away this problem. And it's just showing everyone. No one is being favored and protected from the pandemic because you have money. This is a real portrayal, I think, of truth here. So yeah, know your power, and your true power is love. And let go of the old. I do think we are holding on to some old ways that are no longer working. We've been holding on to them for so long. Money is an issue, economy, systems, and as we've been seeing so forth lately too, racism, that's a big one that's coming up. These are old ways that are no longer working. We're all human. We all have the same need. We all need clothing. We all need food. We all need shelter. We all need love. We are the same, and it's time to see the difference. See the differences, the sameness within them, instead of the differences. The differences are to be unique, because everyone is different and unique. And they're to be unique and accepted and appreciated for their differences, because everyone is unique in so many ways. We bring different unique gifts and abilities and skills and attributes that come naturally to us, because we didn't all come here to be exactly the same. We didn't come here to be exactly the same clone. If we were to be the exact same clone here upon this earth, we would be. Source wanted to experience a game of unique individuated aspects with different personalities. I mean, look at animals. You've got cats and dogs and birds, and they all come of different colors and different species and different attributes. So, yeah, you gotta let go of the old. I can see that one. I get that one. Okay, so we'll stop that with the mystical conveyor, and I will come back at the end with another one. And we'll get into the mystical cat tarot now and read the cards there. Let's see what Spirit's got to say. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna pull up a few more cards and then start reading, guys. Okay. I'm gonna get the story going here. Alright, lessons 2020 is offering us. So I'm going to have to tune in and see some of this is going to be some past and present mingled with in the future. So I'm going to tune in here. Okay, so we have some preparation to do, because coming from our past paradigms to bring into the future obviously are not working. Going back to let go of the old. So we definitely have some preparation to do. We have some letting go of the old, again, in order to move towards our desires. When we see the Ace of C here, that's being a call towards your heart's desires. Heart's desires are important. They come from Source. We're each unique. A simple little black and white example I'll use. Okay, one person likes cats, I'll be the cat person, I love cats. And another person really loves dogs. I love all animals. A lot of the dog lovers love all animals too. But if it comes down to cats and dogs, I really love cats. So it's like Source wanted to experience what it was like to love cats and have cats through my perspective. And we'll use my mom, for example. She really loves dogs. So Source wanted to experience through her having dogs and loving dogs through her perspective. Unique, different aspects. And we both had cats and both had dogs. We both held love for the both, but we have more of affinity towards one or the other. I mean, to the point that she really understands dogs and I really understand cats. So I mean, that's just a different ways. So we've got to go to our heart's desires, what we have an affinity towards. But we've got some old stuff that's held us back and held us away. Paradigmal beliefs put into our system that we have got to let go to be able to move towards those desires, and we will be successful. When the Ace, you're seeing some success if we let that old go. So we've got to let some old go to be able to be successful. And there's been much fighting among systems with people wanting to step on smaller people to become greater greater in power, greater in money and finances because they are making that power, when money truly is not a power, it is merely a tool. That is called fighting, caused some fighting. And it is time to walk away from that. We are done with that. Looking at the racism that we're dealing with too. Seeing these differences. I'm better than you because I'm this race. It's nonsense. That's caused a great deal of fighting. And we are seeing the scales being tipped now. And letting it go. Walking away from the fighting. So these are the blessings that 2020 is bringing us. And that's good. That is really good to see that. Having us take some time and reflect over the old that has not been working, the fighting, systems, paradigm of beliefs, old ways, letting go of the old, not knowing our true power, thinking money is the power, when our true power really does come from love. I really like how Bentinho Massaro called it. Most fears, I think, as he put it, all fears, when you look at it, somehow, some way, in some fashion, some form, are based on a perceived lack. I'm not going to have enough to eat. I'm not going to have enough clothing. I'm not going to have enough money. I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to be able to get this job and do better because so-and-so is going to get it. Some type of lack. That fear is rooted in some type of lack. We've got to reflect on this and see that those are egoic fears. We are sources within us. It is time to understand sources within us, and that love is within us, and all that abundance is within us. And how we are doing in our inner world is what is reflecting up in our outer world, in our smaller localities, and then on a grander scheme. And then some of us, as we've cleaned our system, our smaller localities are getting cleaner. And now we've been doing enough of our homework. It's getting bigger on a grander global scale. We are starting to move into a grander era. And I really feel like 2020 is the birthing pains of moving into that era. So it's time to reflect on that old that is no longer working and start listening into our intuition instead. And our intuition is coming from our higher self. Our higher self is the unique individuated aspects of source within us that knows its source, that has none of that amnesia that our blessed little egos have. Our egos are not to be hated and stepped on and stomped on and forgone, because it's the personality that source created to experience the difference of emotions, to experience what contrast is and decide, I don't like this contrast, to know what a preference is for the different affinities that source put within us so that we know what our heart's desire is. That's what it was created to do. It's created to feel those varying emotions. The higher self is not going to feel those varying emotions because source does not feel those varying emotions. Because source looks at everything, source is love and sees everything as love. 3D Earth is a playground for it. It is a virtual game that is playing a game of limitation. So it allows all and sees everything as love. So it is our unique individual egoic personalities that goes, oh, I don't like this, but I do like that. So that's what it's supposed to do. But we can't let those fears really run us and control us and hold us down. We've got to soothe those fears that the ego has, validate them, and love our egos, and always teach, see your little ego as a child. Let it tell you its fears. Let it tell you its pains. Validate it. It's entitled to feel that way. Comfort it and love it. But then don't stay on those thoughts of those things that it hates and continue to focus on them, because in the focusing with the thoughts, you perpetuate them because you keep thinking about them and reliving memories over and over again. So you keep feeling the pains of those fears, you keep feeling the pains, you keep feeling the lack, and you keep perpetuating the experience. Instead, validate it, comfort it, and let those go, and look at your heart's desires, look at your affinities, and know that Source wants you to experience those desires. Source is from where those heart's desires come, and it's also the planter of those seeds of desires. Source is wanting to experience those desires through you. You have permission to experience your desires. I know the societal paradigm and the systems that are set up make you believe and have taught you otherwise. You are supposed to live your desires. It is what you came here to do. So we need to look at the old that's not working with us and reflect on that and heed our intuition and listen to our heart's desires. And look at that, the very next card, passionate desires. The desires of passion, the ones that really bring you true, pure bliss and joy, that really ignite you and excite you, and you will be successful. When we move towards our desires, the universe supports us, source is supporting us. Yes, go this way, go this way, go this way. That's why they're there. It's our compass. It's calling us, and we will be successful. This is what 2020 is bringing us. That is awesome to see. We have been feeling very, very trapped, and we have had the help and assistance. If you flip this upside down, it's like this kitty cat could call upon those higher above it, your higher self, your guides, your angels, whatever the deities are of your choice. You can call on them to help. You have free will to continue to choose and play a game of feeling trapped, buying into the beliefs of the system, buying into the limitation that you were limited and you were really not sourced. You have that free will to really experience being severely trapped. But you can also ask for help. And as soon as you ask for help, the angels, your guides, your higher self can cross over that free will with greater ease and help you much faster. And that's what 2020 is all about, to show us how badly we've been trapped, and to remind us, stop resisting. Stop resisting asking for that help. Reach out and ask for that help. We can have it. And then we have the Scene King here too. We have been living in a patriarch era of late, where man controls the world. Pasali has been ruled with a iron fist. Control, domination, conquering, and that has not been working for us. 2020 is bringing us to a place of where we can embrace instead a nurturing father figure, a nurturing masculine energy, because a loving, nurturing masculinity gives love. It provides protection and provides sustainability. It provides necessities. It's a provider, not a fighter against everything. And we got to remember that we're all one, so we're being invited to do that energy of giving that love. 2020 is bringing us to that, and that is beautiful to see. And again, here we go. Going back to this, let go of the old. And here with the floating cat, we are being asked to let go of the old. Let go what does not work. Let go of that fear of lack, because it's not real. It's part of the game, and come into our true power. Know your power, that it is true love. That is what we're being invited to do, and that is beautiful to see. I love seeing this reading. It's really good. So I do want to clarify now. This will be a short reading, it looks like here, but that's fine. That's great. We're getting to the point. That's what we want to see. So I'm going to ask for clarification. We saw the know your power. So ask some clarification on that. Oh yeah, here we go. Boy, we got some clarification on that. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles. This is about sitting back and enjoying the fruits of your labor, and not like overworking and spinning your wheels and not enjoying that. So knowing your power, once we get into our power of love, we can feel like we can stop laboring and spinning our wheels and not getting anywhere. So like people working a job just to make money, barely make it, and make it. It's easy. You just keep repeating and repeating, and you're not living a fruitful life, not doing your service, not being able to spend much time with your family. That's what we want to do. We want to change that. So knowing our power will help us do that. Having the Strength card, so coming into our power of love, that's also getting us into our strength, and knowing and having faith that we are provided for, that we can create our abundance in many ways by sharing with others, that the lack is not real. The lack is what gets us greedy and hoarding and fighting each other. That is not working. Knowing that power and giving that strength will help us tremendously. And then the 6 of Pentacles, yes, just like I said, hoarding and fighting each other. The 6 of Pentacles is all about giving charity. And when it's upright, it's about the provider of the charity gets joy as much as the recipient, because it stirs joy in the heart to help that other person who is in need. When we are in lack, we're not that way. We're in fear. And someone may be providing you something with an ulterior motive. Oh, what can I get out of you by doing that? And that's what's been going on a lot in our system. Or then you have some too abusing that help. So you get a little bit of both, because both are in fear of lack. So we want to let that go. and then creating and manifesting the true desires of our heart, what we truly love and what we truly want to experience. We are the creators of, this is the Magician card, we are the creators of our world. We create like magic what we think about, what we focus on, and allow ourselves to feel. We can start creating the desires that we want to experience by knowing our power, and that is true love. And that lack and everything that lack stands for, trying to fix that lack with money, a tool, with fighting others and hoarding, methods and systems that don't work. That doesn't work. You can't fix that outside world. You've got to go inside, tap into that love, and then your outer world will reflect that. Okay, so now let's get some clarification on letting go of the old. Yeah, the Seven of Swords, letting go of being subtle, that hoarding and greeting again. You know, that's about being subtle, like when distract someone over here so you can grab what you want over here and they don't see it. That's going back to that lack, the same thing. That is one thing we want to let go of. Trying to cheat other people out of stuff because we don't feel like we'll have enough unless we cheat them out. How many people have experienced when you give something, it comes back to you tenfold? It goes to show you what true love does. Aha, yes, help is on the way. Letting go of the old. Now for me, the Tower is, that's the spiritual help coming in, that this guy's going to help. But we can't let go of, and that's what the Tower card is all about. Letting go of what the ego is so violently attached to, vehemently, not violently, vehemently is attached to. That's what I want to use, that word. When it's so attached to that, you're getting spiritual nudges. We do get spiritual nudges all the time. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. It's not working for you. You need to let it go. But the ego's like, oh, but I'm scared too. I can't. I got to have it this way. When it gets vehemently attached like this, eventually it's what I call spirit kicks you in the ass. It gets taken away. It gets knocked out. The Tower gets knocked down. So our guides are here. We're getting the spiritual help. Hello, the pandemic. It is here. It is knocking that crap out to show us your old ways are not working for you. And that's what's exactly happening. Gotta let it go. Let that crap go. And then when we make room by letting go of the old and getting that space cleared, then we can bring in the new of what we truly, truly want. So we've had some losses and we are going through birthing pains. But this card right here, I know a lot of people it's scared. The Tower card scares you. This card is really your greatest card of hope. It is showing you, it is knocking out the old. This is a clarification of the old. It is going to knock out that old to bring in the new. And that is good. Here's your biggest hope card right there, guys. All right, let's see if you got any more for let go of the old. Ten of Swords, yes. The Ten of Swords is about defeat. Being ultimately defeated, going through hell. And I like the Mystical Cat Tarot card of this one because it shows a poor cat all alone, really skin and bones, isolated, hitting rock bottom. That's what we've done with the old. We have hit rock bottom and it has not been pretty. It's not been pretty at all. But the good news is, hitting rock bottom, you can't go down anymore. The only way you can go now is to go up. So this is coming to an end. So letting go of the old is bringing that to an end. It is bringing the defeat to the end, the isolation to the end, being separated to an end, being hungry to an end. That's what it's doing. It's bringing that to an end. And that is beautiful to see. That's what it's knocking out. That is really good to see. It's coming to an end, guys. Okay, so we'll see if anything else is going to jump for the let it go of the old. I'll do one more full shuffle. Take that out. Okay, yes. All right, so now you're being invited. And we already seen this once already, and this one was reversed. But here you're being invited to, because it's upright, to heed your intuition. You know this deep inside. You know this because you have your higher self. And letting go of the old, you'll be able to hear your higher self. You'll be able to tune in and stop listening to the ego. So this is what it is. It's bringing forth, 2020 is going to bring forth clearer intuition, where we can follow our intuition with greater ease and understand what is our highest and good in alignment, because it's coming from higher self intuition, not egoic, fearful, holding on to lack desires, that type of thing. So that's good to see. Okay, so we're going to move on now to our 3-year fire reverse. We need preparation. So let's find out. So we're going to get that one. Kind of like a look before you leap kind of card. As we are right now with our current systems, we're not going to be successful the way we're doing it now. So that's why we got to change things up here. Yep, and we've got the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is showing we're getting it out of our heart. We're getting detached. We're numbing out because things have not been working. And we got to get back in tune with our heart's desires. There is what we got to do there. Oh, let's see here. And when we do that, when we do get prepared and get in tune with our heart's desires, then we'll be on our fate line. And the fate line is what I call following the heart's desires, because when you follow the heart's desires, everything starts opening up and flow, because that is source calling you to go that path. And when source calls you to go that path, you get fortified. The right people start lining up and coming to you and opening up doors for you, doors and circumstantial things, just things start lining up. You are in the flow. That is what I call your fate line. What happens is we're on our fate line and we're doing pretty good, and we get a bump, and then the ego goes, oh my gosh, I'm scared. It starts believing in that lack. Oh gosh, I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to suffer this way. So it gets off the fate line, goes off in the woods and does its own thing, and then it gets in a greater mess and gets tangled up over there, and it gets lost, and then things go out of flow. Nothing is working, and we're making messes, and the messes are getting worse. Anytime your life is messed up, you're not in the flow. You're trying to force things. That doesn't work. It's not flow. So when we start getting ourselves prepared and start listening to our heart's desires, then we'll be on our fate line. That is really good to see. Yep, and we've got things to learn here. 8 of Pentacles. We have got things to learn, and that is learning to come back to our heart and learning what our true power is, and that is love. That's what in our heart's desires. That comes from love. The source is love. That's why that is our true power. Okay. So, let's see if we got anything more on that one. Okay, I think we're good there. So we're going to clarify now our reverse Ace of C, and I told you that is moving again towards heart's desires. And it's in reverse right now because we have got things to let go of. Yeah, it's really repeating itself. It's really affirming itself. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is really interesting. Okay, so we are kind of in a stalemate, hanging on to this lack and bumping heads the way we've been doing, systematically, hierarchies of people. And I'm not saying if you're rich and you got a good, kind heart that you got there in an unscathing, unfair way. I'm not saying that, and I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about those that do step on the lower man to rise themselves up higher. That puts us in a stalemate. I'm talking about the racism, not understanding and seeing that we are the same as in humans, and not appreciating the differences for what they merely are. Brown hair, blue eyes, or green hair, green eyes. It doesn't matter. That's what has put us in a stalemate, and that is locking things up, and we're not being able to proceed and move forward. And then you can't move forward with your heart's desires. So getting out of that stalemate, opening up, stop believing in that lack. Stop letting that lack run you. Let go. Tune back into your heart. Then that brings you back to the success, Ace of Cups. Again, this is the same thing, Ace of C. It's reversed here with wings R with the stalemate. But once you start doing that, then you will be successful and you can just move towards your heart's desires, and this means success. I told you earlier you can have it. We just got to flip that puppy upside down. That is beautiful, beautiful to see. Really good. Let's see if we got any more on the reverse Ace of C. I think right click. If you hear a cat in the background, that would be Chestnut asking to come in. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. 9 of Swords. Yes. Okay, looking at our heart's desires, that they were reversed, because this is the card we're doing. This means that our nightmares and visions have been coming into our relative reality. Everything that we have feared has come into a relative reality, and we are actually experiencing that. And that's what happens when you believe in that lack and you stay focused on it and you feel that all your fears do come true. And embracing the new, our heart's desires, and letting go of that lack can clear this out. Remember, our guides are coming in with a tower. Letting go of that is going to clear that out, where that is no longer a relative experience. And then the universe will completely support us. It's the same thing here. We have things to learn to prepare. This one is, oh man, you're ready. The universe is going to support you because you are prepared. So that's what it's going to take. Listening to those heart's desires, getting out of that stalemate and all that fighting. That's what it's going to take. And then the universe will support us because we'll be in the flow and then bring us back into this one that's upright, attaining our heart's desires and being successful with it. We're in the beginning of that. This is what 2020 is bringing us. That is the blessings of it. That's beautiful to see. And there's healing to be done. There's much healing to be done with the High Priestess here. Again, too, more of listening to your intuition, but there is definitely healing to be done. There's a lot of pain with what's been going on, with how people have been harmed and hurt. And with that pain, for those of that you have been the victims of the harm and hurt, this one's the hard pill to swallow. There's going to need to be forgiveness. And forgiveness does not excuse those who have harmed you. It does not say that their deeds were good. It does not permit that to continue. It does not mean that. It does not mean that at all. It is you releasing the energy of that harm, releasing the going over it again and again and again in your mind and your thoughts and feeling it. Because as you experience it in your mind, look at the Joe Dispenza, and I totally agree with him on this one. As you keep experiencing something in your mind just through a memory recall, it is the same as being there in that relative moment, and it has the same effect on you. And then you perpetuate it because you think about it, you put your focus on it, and you feel it, and that's how we manifest and create in our life. So to create the new, we've got to let go of the old. So for those of you who have been victim, gonna have to heal that and come into a place of forgiveness. And an easy way to forgive it, first, is to validate your pains, because they're true. Validate your pains. You have every right to feel the pain and anger that you feel, and even fear, whatever it is. Validate it. Comfort your ego. See it as a little child. Let it tell you everything that hurts. Let it express its anger to you. Ask it questions. Okay, what hurts? How did so-and-so hurt you? How did the system hurt you? Whatever it is. Let it tell you that, and give it a hug and comfort it until you have every right to feel it in that way, and that you're there and supporting it. That is giving yourself self-love, and that is who we need love the most. That's where the healing begins, and that's where the healing starts. And then to forgive those that have harmed you, remember, fear ran them. A fear of lack somehow ran them. They thought that they would die. Their ego literally thought that they would die in some form, some fashion, some way. And that's what ran them and caused them. So if you can remember that, that can help you forgive. So there is healing that needs to be done. So we need to do that, and that will help us bring us into our heart's desires and bring us into that healing. And here it is in their next card, and here it is again, that Six of Swords. All this fighting, when we start this healing process, We're walking away from it. It's done. But you've got to be willing to walk away from the fighting. It's the past. It's old. I can't sit here and think about it and point my fingers. You should have done that. Shame on you because you didn't. Because it's holding on and that's still fighting. That's having an internal fight. Even if you don't even say it to somebody else, but you just keep fighting with them in your head. It's still holding on to the fight. That's still fighting. And it doesn't bring in the new. Gotta let it go. Gotta literally walk away. That's the old past. Leave the story behind. Learn the lesson. Move forward. Walk into the new ideal you. Definitely do that. A great book that I readily recommend that would really help you with this, I really recommend it, is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. That would be great for that. Okay, so since that card is showing up, let's go ahead and then clarify our Six of Swords, because it's the same thing. It's talking about walking away from the fighting. That's what 2020 is bringing. And it's bringing some of that fighting to a head right now, because it's time to be done with this fighting and walking away from it. So let's see where we get on clarification on that. Yeah, we're out of balance with the fighting. And it has been so much betrayal that's causing a great deal of pain and grief. And this is what we're trying to walk away from. Getting into this balance. We've been on a pendulum swing here, guys. And 2020 is bringing that pendulum swing over here. And in doing that, that's what's going to bring us into balance. And that's what 2020 is all about. There's been so much betrayal and pain. And we've really got to heal that. Okay, let's see if we got any more on that one. Yeah, gotta let it go. We've got to let go of the fighting. Definitely got to let it go, guys. It's not doing us any good. That's got to come to an end. This is the Death card inviting you to bring the betrayal to the end, the fighting to the end, all of this fear and pain and lack, and go back into our power. And our power is love, and love remembers and knows that we are one. How we treat another is how we're treating ourselves. Believe me, it comes back to you. And let go of the old ways, because they're not working. They're not working at all. I think that one will sum up that one. So let's move on to our reverse moon card, where we're being asked to reflect upon our choices, our fears that we've held, that have perpetuated us, motivated us, and letting those go. And what pains that we need to heal, what fears we need to heal as well, and start listening into our intuition, which is the heart's desires and source. Time to listen to that. So let's get some clarification on that. So we got one here, and this is a Knight of Cups. Yes. So this is like a deceiver. We've been being played, and look, in some places, even some of ourselves, we have played another with a fear of lack driving us. And this is what we've got to let go of and reflect on that. And if you find a place where you feel like you've played another, and you've played another anytime you've gone against any of your values, watch how you judge another. Be very careful what you judge in another. Sometimes they will bring the extremity of what you're judging, because there's some matching vibration of that within yourself. And look at them and go, oh, is there any way that maybe on a grander or lesser degree I've done the same? I'm guilty of the same. And if you find it, don't beat yourself up for it. We've all been acting out egoic fears. Understand you were doing the best you could, just as others are doing the best they can, operating under egoic fears, because we have forgotten our power. Understand that and heal that. And then you can bring the true offer of love, which is the reverse of that. True offer of love to yourself as well as unto others. Let me see if we got any more clarification on this one. Seven of Wands, yeah, all of that fighting and going into righteous defense. And this one makes me always think too, you fighting to a degree where, is it better to be right or is it better to be love? It's a question that I liked the Neil Donald Washerlin from him that he posed, and others may have posed as well, but it's a really good question. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be love? And that's your true power. Love. Being right isn't putting you in love, and you're losing your power. You're giving your power away when you do that. To get back into your power, choose love every time. That's a choice, and that is your choice, and you can make it for yourself. Yes, structural paradigmal beliefs can cause us to hang on to, I've got to be right, I'm structured, this is what I've been taught, this is the right way. Do you want to really be that? Do you want to be right? Or do you want to let that go? I'd like to see this card reversed because it means we're busting into spiritual freedoms. And I think 2020 right now is showing us our old ways that are not working. And this is one of those ways. I've been taught by, this and that, the system, a lot. It's been crazy how some people just want to hold on to the old systems. We'll just use the conversation. I mean, I'm in America, so I'm coming from America here. The proposal of UBI, Andrew Yang. Love you, Andrew Yang. You're awesome. You really care for humanity. I love it. Humanity forward. That's what you're all about, humanity. I love that. And he's been offering the UBI system, a universal basic income, and that it's offering help to others. But a lot of people are really staunched against it because, oh no, we can't do that. We've got to take care of ourselves. We've got to earn it. An old system. It's something that's just been an old taught belief. You got to do it the hard way. You got to earn it yourself. Instead of just giving unto each other and letting it overflow. And it comes from a fear of lack. It's really crazy. And giving unto another, oh God, I'm going to be deprived. And really, if you give unto other, more is going to come unto you. And that's what we've got to come into. Letting those old structures, paradigmal beliefs, and old ways, letting go of the old. It's not working, guys. It's not working. Okay, whoa, ho, ho, ho. We want to continue with this one. Okay, so 3 of Pentacles. Yep. And so doing too, we've been fighting against different personalities, and now we're going to go into a little bit of some racism here, different thoughts. People have been different perspectives. We've been fighting against them and trying to conquer them, so we're not able to attain a common goal. And we all do have a common goal. We all want to be successful. We all want to have an abundance and the freedom to do what our heart desires to do. That is the ultimate of what we all want to do. But we're so worried we can't do that if we give it to another, or if another gets ahead, or they're doing better because they're further down the line. We're so worried about that because that's a lack of not believing you yourself are worthy and you can have what you desire. We've got to stop conquering other people and accept them and love them for who they are and their differences and their uniquenesses and the positions and places they are, and allow other people to rise up and become their best as well too. And because in so doing this, the way we've been doing it, we have been getting into a tangled mess with people, and sometimes even into legality of fighting and stuff. And that has not been working. That's why this card is right on that. That is not working. It is getting us into a tangled mess and brings about what a lot of people refer to karma. Basically, is what you give out is what you receive, because that's the energy you're in, what you're focused on, you're thinking, you're feeling, you're creating the experience for yourself. That's why that happens. And then the 6 of Wands here, we've got the 6 of Fire here. So we can have victorious celebration among others, and we can all be victors and celebrate together when we change all of this. And this is what 2020 is doing. It is bringing everything up to a boiling point for us to look at it and see it and change this and come out victorious, and us all celebrating as one. We're all successful. We're all doing well. Imagine how that would feel instead of fighting. I mean, think about it. If you step on another to get successful, some part of you is like, doesn't feel right. But if you helped another be successful, and another be successful, and they helped you be successful, and we all rise to success together, that's a true victory. We're like, yeah, we did it. We made it. That's what true power is, love. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. Okay, yeah, and the way we've been doing things in 2020 has been showing us we've been going for egoic desires, what we thought we needed, what we thought we wanted, because we've been in that fear of lack, and it hasn't been working. And that's what 2020 is absolutely showing us. And what's happening too right now? Seven of Cups, you Libras. Our little bubble world has been popped. We think we're doing good. We think, oh yeah, it's good, I'm doing really good. But some of us we've known. But some of us are in our high mind, we think we're doing good. 2020 has popped your bubble. No, you're not. Wake up and see what's really going on and come into your true power. And that is love. Yes, and coming into our true power. So we're moving into that. That is really good to see here. I love seeing this. This is the Knight of Wands. This is being successful, navigating through our challenges with ease. And life will always present us challenges. We came here to 3D Earth for not everything to be perfect and we can just create everything like that just with a mere blink of an eye or a thought. Because the Source already does that. Remember, Source is playing a game of limitation through us. So there will be challenges. They don't need to be mountainous problems that we can't solve. If we know our power, then we can navigate through challenges with grace and ease. And we can do that. And that's what we're doing. This is what 2020 is bringing up, showing us that. But we've got to get into our hearts. We have become too cold-hearted with the way we've been doing things and not thinking about other people and not understanding as we step out of our love and cut that off. We are cutting our love off ourselves as well. And we've got to have faith. We're being called to come back into that faith and stop focusing on all the negative that's been happening in the past and perpetuating it. That's going back to letting go of the old. That's going right back to this reading is constantly reaffirming. It's looping and reaffirming itself. It really is. And yes, we have not been in a vibe, tribe, and alignment with each other with all this fighting and trying to be mightier than the other because, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough unless I step on you. Or, oh, you're different from me, so I can't trust you and I can't like you and I got to push you away and I got to conquer you and dominate and fight you because you're different. That's got to stop, guys. That's not bringing us to an alignment and that's not working. That's not our true power. That's some of the old we've got to let go of. And then when we do, then we'll be in harmony. We'll be harmony and love with ourselves and in love with others. Very good. Whew, what a clarification on that one, guys. Okay, so let's clarify our upright Ace of Fire here, which means following your passionate desires. Universe completely supports you into that, and you will absolutely be successful. And that's those heartfelt desires that Source has planted in you. You have natural affinity for it. You have natural abilities for it. Move in that direction, and you will be successful always. So let's get some clarification on that. So we got to know our power, which is love, and let go of these old inhibiting ways in order to do that. And in doing that, again, we're being invited. We see it here too, the King of Sea, same thing, King of Cups, to go into this masculine, nurturing, loving energy and give out of love. The masculine energy gives, and it's also a provider, providing, and it is also a protector. Protecting this division and conquering. The way this world has been running under the masculine energy has not been good. And stepping on the little man to have more over here, that's not working. This is our heart's desire. This is the desire of Source, that we love and we give our love and we provide and we protect. That's what we've been offered to. And see here we've got the Queen of Fire. Ooh, a couplehood here. We got the King and the Queen. But the way things have been going, the Queen is not getting her passionate desires because we've been operating under lack. And that has not been working. And that's what we're being called to do. Bring her back into her passionate desires, embracing those and being successful. And it's going to start by tapping into the heart of love. That's where it's going to start. So that is good to see. Yes, this is what 2020 is doing for us, guys. It is waking us up to the true success that we seek, the true experiences that we seek. So now let's get clarification now on our Eight of Sky. where we're feeling terribly trapped, and we have felt terribly trapped by the system, terribly trapped by lack of abundance, terribly trapped by oppression by others, and we've been resisting going to spirit and seeking that help, and been fighting and trying to do things and egoically and control the world. And this is even the guys on the top, the guys in power. This is where they really are. They really are trapped. They really do not feel successful. They are really scared out of their mind. And it's hard for those that have seen those in power to believe that. But they're really scared out of the mind. They would not seek the spiritual help, and they've been trying to conquer and dominate the world. And that's why. That's where this comes from. And then those that have felt oppressed also feel trapped. So both parties are feeling trapped. So it is time to stop resisting that spiritual help. Go back and know your true power, which is love. And that is the spiritual help right there, because source is love. That is from whom we come. That is the essence of us. We are in our true essence, love. So let's get some clarification on this card. We've been feeling disharmony in the family. Now, when I say family here, this is a global reading. So all of us in this regard are the family. And we have not been feeling supported by our family. We're not feeling supported. We're feeling trapped and oppressed. Or we are being the oppressor and conquering, and then our family doesn't respond to us well, and we wonder why. Doesn't respond to us with love, and we wonder why. We are all family, because we are all one. So yes, that's what this has been doing. And this is what 2020 is showing us. And which brings us to the 5 of fire, which has brought us to cutthroat competition. That's what all of this is leading back to, and it's not been working. That is not our true power. Putting that power and believing that power is in money. It's not working, guys. And 2020 is showing us, oh, we had another flip. But here we go. 10 of Wands, feeling chaotic, completely overwhelmed. That's what all of this has led us to. And we feel overwhelmed by negativity and not being warmly accepted if we're the ones in the conquering domineer position, or if we're being oppressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, there's too much to do, but I can't make enough, I can't get into my freedom, I can't get into my abundance. This is how we're feeling, and it's all chaos, and we're not feeling well with this. This is what 2020 is doing. That's what the clarification of this card is showing us, how we've been feeling. And then we're being invited again, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Fire, to come into our passionate desires. And you can be absolutely successful when you embrace your passionate desires of the heart. Follow the heart's desires to be who you are, what makes you excited, what makes you happy, what gives you joy. Stepping on other people, that's egoic crap because you're in a fear of lack. That isn't it. Being oppressed by other people and having other people hold you down, that's not your heart's desire. And just barely doing enough to get by, that's not your heart's desires either. Getting into your heart's desires, that's what you're being invited to. This is what 2020 is opening the door to, where we will feel the safety to be able to do that, to knock out this oppression. So now we're going to move on to, cards here. Okay, we're back. You're going to see a little blip to get those cards. That's going to take a minute. Okay. I was getting ready to move on to hang on, I'm tuning into if we should stay with this trapment or if we should move on to this King of Cups, the King of Sea. Yeah, we're going to move on to King of Sea as I was going. Okay. it's by coming into our own power, know your power, and your true power is love, that we can truly come into our power, because we are out of power right now. And that's why we're being invited to come into a different masculine energy, the one of love, the one that provides for, the one that protects, the one that gives love. Because this right here is the Emperor reverse. This is the oppressive guy. This is the iron fist, dominate, conquer. So we're seeing the very exact opposite. And this is what we've been suffering with in our current world. And this is what 2020 is really opening the eyes and showing the world. This is how it's been going, and this is not working. So this is what it's showing to. We're going to truly come into true power when we stop believing in this lack, letting go of that old belief, and understand as we give, we so receive. Give that love. And then that is what will bring us into true choice. You have a choice here, a true choice, a powerful choice. We can stick with that old and keep suffering the way we're suffering. And nobody really is winning. They think they're winning, but they're not truly happy. And then on the flip side, the love and acceptance that they seek, this conquering, they don't get it. This is giving us this opportunity to make this choice. And in making that choice, then we can build the legacy we desire to build. The one where we are, interestingly enough, the Ten of Pentacles is like what the father figure builds, basically. That legacy for the family. He's gotten his business together, he's gotten his family together, and it's a legacy, and everything's working. And what he's built, he can give to the children, and they can benefit from his success, and everybody's happy, and they can in tune see his example. We learn through mirror neurons by copying, being an example. Oh, that's what they did to be successful. Now I can do the same. This is what we're building. This is what the nurturing, loving father figure can do. Because yes, this old way of aggression and force is not flow. And then things eventually fall apart because it's not flow. And trying to force something doesn't work. And we are starting to discover that. That's what flips this card upside down, and we see a destruction in the legacy that we were trying to build. And we have to let that go. That's letting go of the old. And the very next card, the reverse Hanged Man. Let that go. But the ego doesn't want to, because when it's reversed, it's really emotionally attached to that. It has identity, and that fear of lack is where it wants to hold on to these old ways, and that's what it's been doing, and that's what 2020 has been showing us, that because we don't believe and know our true power. Our true power is not the abundance we think is outside of us. Our true power is love, from which true abundance comes. Which takes us to the very next card, letting go. The floating cat is the Hanged Man. So we'll go ahead and clarify that one now. Letting go, that's what's going to bring us success. Letting go of the old. Letting go of the old can get us out of this, like a cold mother figure here, because this is a Queen of Cups reversed. And we're not listening to our intuition again, because she's in more clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is being able to see, it's the knowing. And the knowing, I don't know if any of you ever experienced cosmic consciousness. If you ever have, there is a knowing beyond knowing. We are all one. And deep down inside of us, we do all know this, because the higher stuff is our knowing, and we know this. And so we need to let go of this old, to come into that knowing and stop resisting this knowing, stop resisting the intuition. And see, we were talking about coming into this nurturing father figure, and we haven't been able to be the nurturing mother figure while we've got this oppressive father figure fighting us here. That's not been able to work. So that's what we're needing to let go of. And in so doing then, with 8 of Cups, we are finally heeding our spiritual calling. And of course, our spiritual calling is to be in our power, which is love. That is our true power. That is a true power. And then following your heart's desires, because Source just wants to experience what it's like to live through the desires, or the unique desires Lord has placed in your heart. And while we're being oppressed or oppressing and conquering because we're all reacting out of fear of lack, we're not embracing our heart's desires. We're not truly living our heart's desires of joy. Some of us along the way have been able to fight all this bigger, grander global world and been able to get in our small localities and do that. And yay for those who can do that. I myself have been able to experience that in many places, but there are still some things that I want to see. For one, I want to see this whole world doing this. It's not enough for a small location. And there's still some desires that I'm working on that I want to achieve and feel too. And there's still some places lack sits there and knocks at me. And I want to stop that too. I want to come into let go of the old and come into my full power of love. We can do this, guys. Yes, we can do this. That's great. We'll be heeding our spiritual calling. Okay, so let's see if we got anything more here. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, what we're trying to build in our material world hasn't been working, but we're being invited to do that. It's a newness with the Ace to do that, but we have got to let go of the old, and we've got to know our power, which is love. So this will be successful. Turning it right side up is what makes it successful. That's how you get your material world to fortify you, to sustain you, to support you. Because it's all really an elusive world that we're living in, but it is like a virtual reality. And we want things to go a certain way in this virtual reality, this solidity, elusive as it is, to form and do that. But we have got to know our true power to be able to get it. And lack is not it. Love is definitely it. I think that's going to wrap that up. And if so, I'll return to the Messenger Oracle. But I'll make sure we'll do one more full shuffle here. I thought I saw a card reversed. Okay, I didn't. All right. The Nine of Cups, yes. But it's reverse. This is our wish card. And we have got to let go of the old and come into our power. Because we have not been getting our dreams. We have not been getting our wishes. To be able to flip this right side up and get our wishes. So this is what we've got to do. We've got to be grateful and trust and stop buying into that lack. And then we can get our wishes to come true. It'll flip that card right side up. Okay, guys, I'm going to switch now to the Oracle and get one last message for the overall reading. I hope this has helped you to understand what we've been doing and see that what 2020 is really doing is waking us up on a mass event, mass numbers. A lot of us have been waking up in the past few years, but this is to waken up a lot more so that we can move into a greater, better era and start living our dreams. I hope this gives you hope. Yes, it's time to reveal your truth and stop wearing these masks and hiding behind out of fear, hiding behind a mask because we're wanting to fit in and belong and understand, and hiding behind our ego, pulling that mask off and realizing we are our higher self. And let's see if we got anything more. few more here. Let the two become one. So this is a marrying of this knowing your power, which is love, and letting go of that old, remembering that we are all one. I've been talking about that, definitely doing that. And then let the emotions flow. There has been a lot of pain, guys. We know this. And we're going to have to nurture that and healing that. That card showed up. There is healing to be done. There's definitely healing to be done. And trusting that a new day dawns. It does, but we're not trusting that because of the old. We've been holding on to that old, and you've got to let go of that old and truly believe that a new day does dawn. Got to trust that. Got some healing to do that, guys. So that is our reading. I hope it was beneficial for you. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it does restore hope for you. Hang in there, guys. I really think things are ultimately getting better. And thank you for being with me. And for any of you that you have been suffering any pains or fears through all of this, I will put a card up for my chakra clearing that I do. I just did one this past Wednesday. I always do one at the first Wednesday of the month. This will cleanse all of your aura, as well as all of your energies and all 12 of your chakras, which helps us release traumatic energies that we hold on to. It also grounds you with Mother Earth, and then it come back up and open your heart chakra, which opening your heart chakras brings you back into your power, which is love. And that can really help you, especially as you're dealing with these tumultuous times as we're going through what I feel like is these birthing pains to bring us to better times, so to speak. So I will definitely put a card up there for you, so keep watch for that. And then, so I also, on the other Wednesdays, I do this little tidbits. They're little short videos most of the time, just to show you how you can get into your joy and live in your joy, because that is my goal. I really, truly believe that Source came through here to live desires that it plants in our hearts for each uniqueness, and we're supposed to be experiencing our desires. We're supposed to be living our dreams, and that's what I'm here to do. Get you living in those desires. Get you living in your joy. I truly do believe that. And so I will either see you in one of those places or next Sunday with one of my next readings, tarot readings. So thank you for being with me. My heart is with you all during these times. We're in this together, guys. We can win this together. Until next time, much love and light.